I'd like to talk to you today about immigration. I haven't talked about immigration for some time. In fact, I think the last time was my speech to the Oxford Union, which was about 4 years ago. Since that time, over 1 million people have come into the country. Over 1 million, which is quite a lot, and they're just the ones that we know about. Now, we have to accept that we have a problem. Now, the government has to accept we have a problem, mainstream media has to accept we have a problem. The country, the United Kingdom, is a welfare state. I wouldn't have it that way. I think welfare states are actually morally degrading and hopeless, inefficient, but we are where we are. We have a welfare state. What does that mean? Well, it means that the government's remit is our pensions, our social security, our education, our health. The government says they're going to take care of every conceivable cradle-to-grave need. They're even worried about whether we're too fat, whether we have too much sugar in our tea, so on and so forth. So it's a very paternal arrangement, and of course it's all done on borrowed money. But of course we all know, don't we? We all know that there aren't enough houses, there aren't enough beds, there aren't enough spaces in our education system, there isn't enough National Health Service treatment to go round. We know all these things. We know all these things. We also know that England is the most crowded piece of real estate on the face of the planet. It's quite phenomenal. We're a very crowded country. Not so Wales and Scotland, but I'm talking about England, which is where most people come. So we do have a very serious problem, and nobody seems to be addressing it. We also don't seem to be able to discern between who is an economic immigrant and who is a refugee. Refugees are very few. Refugees are people who live in mortal terror and will die if they go home. So that rules out everybody coming from Calais, all those fit, bearded, hungry young men coming from Calais, and of course most of the boats coming across the Mediterranean landing on the toe of Italy. All these people are economic migrants, and we have to understand that, and we don't have room for them. Now, yes, we want Czech dentists, we want Polish doctors, we want people who can come and bring something to the community. They're welcome. Let's give them a work permit. Let's bring them in. Let's make them welcome. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the hundreds of thousands of people that land on our shores. In the last 10 years, something like the population of Switzerland. It can't go on. We don't have the infrastructure for it, and we've got to admit it, and we've got to deal with it. And I really do feel that we need to get on with that now. So let's sort out who we want to come in the country. Let's sadly turn away those who might want to come but offer us nothing. And I do understand, one is empathetic. If you come from darkest Africa, this looks like utopia. If you come from a Middle Eastern country which has been turned into a bomb site by the CIA, it looks like a safe haven. But of course some of these people don't want to integrate, they don't want to assimilate, they actually hate our guts. So what we need to do is really start sorting ourselves out. And I see no evidence of this from either of the mainstream parties at the moment. It will end in tears.